If thinking about starting math stations makes you break out in hives because the sound of 30 students working by themselves in small groups will surely be one big dumpster fire, I got you. If you're a middle school math teacher, keep watching because I promise you it can be done painlessly and surprisingly easy. If we don't already know each other, my name is Kathy Martin and I help 6th, 7th, 8th grade and Algebra 1 teachers experience more aha moments in the classroom while saving time and money lesson planning. Using math stations will keep your students engaged, help you close math learning gaps, and experience more aha moments in the classroom. And who doesn't want that? Using math stations has truly been a game changer in my own classroom, and I really want you to dive into also using math stations too because it's seriously amazing. But I know one thing that comes up when teachers start using math stations, they start thinking, how do I use stations effectively without all the behavior issues that are surely going to pop up? I got you. And that's what this video is all about. Okay, so my number one tip in really preventing behaviors is to really start at the beginning. And we're going to train our students to do this. We're going to train our students on using math stations by introducing one activity at a time, okay? So everybody is going to be completing the same task, all right? So for example, one of my favorite activities to use during stations are actually task cards, and they look like this. I have them in task card boxes like this, and if I open up the task card box, it comes like, little cards like this, and each student has a set, and they will go through and answer each card one by one. So if my student has never seen these task cards before, this is the whole even if they have seen this before, I want everyone to be on the same page. So I'm going to give every kid a set of task cards and we are all going to work. I'm going to show them how I want this done, right? So I have very specific rules when it comes to using task cards. You're going to start with number one, and I have a template where they are to show me their work. Or I can just show them like on a piece of paper, like you're going to number the task card, you're going to write the problem, and then show me the work and write the answer. And when you're done with the task cards, you're going to put them all back in order, 1 through 15, paper clip them, and that's how task cards work, right? This is how we do it every time. So this is why I always start by having my students, everyone, complete one activity at a time. Then after we've done task cards for a bit, then I might add in another activity, say, I don't know, a coloring page, right? So now I have my students maybe I have half my class doing task cards, and then maybe the other half doing a coloring page. I'm sorry, I take that back. Once my students know how to do task cards, then I will have everyone complete a coloring page activity, right? So everyone knows how the coloring pages work. Then when we understand how to do task cards and we understand how to do the coloring page, maybe I'll split them in half, and half of them will do task cards and half of them will do the coloring page, and then we will switch. This is how we slowly introduce stations slowly so that students understand how to do the activity, they understand how they're supposed to behave when we are working on that activity, and we're practicing, right? So it's less questions from me, because the whole goal of using stations is so that you as the teacher can work in a small group. You can work with those kids who might need extra support or who might need an extra challenge, or you're just checking in with the kids to see how they're doing. But you can't do that if you have other kids over here asking you, how do you do this activity? Or I'm confused, or what do I do when I'm done? Or, all of the questions that we have to front load them on how to do so that they don't ask later, right? Okay, number 4. So number 1, we're going to train our students on math stations using one activity at a time. Then we're going to have everyone complete the same activity. Then we're going to move to 2 different activities. Number 3, train your students on how to enter and leave the station when they are done, right? So for my students, They know that when they come to the station, everything is all neatly there for them. There's an instruction card, tells them what to do. On that card, it tells them the directions. It tells them what they need to do when they're done. It gives them options for all the things. When they leave the stations, everything better be put back and their chair better be pushed in, right? These are the things, these are my like rules for stations. So you have to decide what that looks like for you. And then finally, I think it's really important when we're talking behaviors is to make sure that we have consequences in place for our stations. So my students really, really like working in stations because it gives them a chance to get up and move. They're only in the station for like 10, 15 minutes. So it doesn't feel like they're sitting at their desk like forever, you know? But sometimes I have kids who really cannot participate in a station, and that's okay for whatever reason. Maybe they don't like there could be so many reasons, right? Like they could be having a bad day. There could be something in there. Like they might have an IEP that says like they just work better alone, and that's totally fine. But if you have students behaving badly, what are the consequences going to be? And that's totally up to you. Detentions, like go take a walk, like whatever you feel is appropriate, then think about what those consequences are and make sure your students understand that as well. Please join us for our next free training where I'm going to show you everything you need to make stations easy, realistic, and so that you can get started right away. And you'll even be able to print a certificate for 1 hour of attendance. All you have to do is click the link right below this video and sign up now for our next free training. Can't wait to see you there. Bye for now.